And welcome to a championship edition of the East County Prep Football Report with Raymond Brown of SDFootball.net. I'm Ramon Scott. It's championship week. Uh, in the middle, in the end, whatever it is, it's a big week. We had some great fun this week, and we have great games to talk about, some more games to talk about. That's the awesome thing, Raymond. Happy Thanksgiving to you, to everyone watching. Hey, people might be watching this with their families. Maybe they've never seen the show before. Maybe they said, "Hey, watch this. We got the kids on the video." So happy Thanksgiving to you, Raymond. It's football.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I had my Christmas early. It's not even Thanksgiving yet, and I feel like it's already Christmas, man. Great slate of football games, exciting open division matchup that we're going to get ready to talk about. Some semifinal matchups we're going to get ready to talk about. It's been a great week for the East County, especially, but overall, man, football has been amazing, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think what we felt in the beginning of the season, maybe it was your good luck. You've followed East County for and all the county for years, but you've always paid a little special attention and to be able to share this special season with you. It's been great. We'll be with the fans here for a few more weeks. It looks like we'll make some more history. It looks like in the weeks to come. So let's talk about it. Big time history here to open the show, Raymond. No doubt about it. With the Granite Hills Eagles against the Lincoln Hornets. We'll go to the highlights, but just to put my exclamation on right before we start, they are the best team in San Diego County and East County history. This is the team of all time. There's hard to argue the performance that they put on, Raymond, this week and all season long. And you were out there at Snapdragon. Raymond, there might have been more people at this game than the Aztecs season finale.
I believe it if someone told me that. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good crowd. It was a pretty loud crowd, especially on the Granite Hill side. But yeah, amazing atmosphere, man. I would like to see this game at a packed stadium because it was crazy loud and it was only like halfway full. Like the lower bowl was like half and half. But man, great catch right there by Makai Gray, one of the best receivers in the San Diego Prep football. I'm gonna miss seeing him play at the high school level, but at the college level, he's gonna do some big things, man. So
opens the scoring there. Good defense
here. Great defensive play right there. Micah Venezuela. I've been getting his name wrong all this time. Every time I talk about him on here, I get his name wrong. Micah Venezuela on that play right there. Blocked punt by Jamarian Hubbard.
Yeah, look at the rugby style kick. Sometimes it's maybe not great when you have an active athletic team, a quick team like Lincoln. It works against other teams. Probably not here, Raymond.
Oh no, man! Lincoln, they swarming, man. You got to get that ball out quick, or they're coming for you. Especially a guy like Jerome Roberts, man. His skill set is impeccable.
You can clear the coverage, but that was just the wrong. Okay, look at this, Turner.
This was a big play right here for Maxwell Turner. Unfortunately, I think this is where Petridge missed the field goal. So Lincoln got the ball back, but no worries because Travis Ford is going to get the monster sack. And that's
Ford,
the defense for Granite Hills this year. As far as their defense, ever since he came back, it's brought a new element. I'll talk about it more after this highlight package. But there's Maxwell Turner again off the Wildcat. Pushes it in for the touchdown.
We're able to cut into that lead.
Yeah, so it's 13-6 at this point. And this is one of the biggest plays of the game right here. Benitez finds Josh Zander, and he's going to do the rest. You give him one little opening, he's taking it to the house.
86 yards for Zander. Big plays for 2 straight years for Zander here.
Yeah, he did the same thing against Helix. Here he is on the biggest stage of his career. Does it again, man. I love the way he's going to play.
You got to think there's football somewhere in his life still ahead. There's a sack.
And that's Eugene Rice right there with the sack. Lincoln defense making a big play. Zach Benitez. He's going to get caught right there again. That's Namir Casa. Great defense.
Good pursuit, but Benitez isn't exactly slow. He was doing a nice job. He just couldn't get the receiver.
And this is Isaiah Grant between two defenders. Great catch right there by Grant.
And it looks like could the Hornets put their seal on another victory? Remember the big winning streaks for these teams. The Hornets not feeling comfortable, but still, look at this, Raymond.
Yes. That's Donald Reed III. Part of the three-back system that Lincoln has. All three can be starters, but each individually, man, they make plays. I like Lincoln's running game this season.
Not to give up here, but man, the pressure just keeps coming. Not only the sacks, but the Eagles only had 139 yards rushing with that potent two-man attack running game. But look at this.
And this is another play that broke the game. Got Pablo Jackson to Parker Vance taking that jump pass to the house.
Caught everybody by surprise. 55 yards here for a touchdown, and that's where the momentum. I don't know when you thought. Right there.
Play right there, yes. Fumble recovery.
That was when you felt like there was something happening.
This was insane, man. Back and forth game, and Maxwell's going to punch. Oh, no, he's not going to punch it in. It's going to be a fumble.
Oh.
Covered by Lincoln.
Those guys are sure-handed, too, Raymond.
Yes. I think Maxwell's trying to dive in there, get a big play, and the ball was just exposed. But they're going to bounce back on this one. Great hands right there by Xander. Second touchdown.
There he is again. Wow. Huge catch from Xander. Fourth down, by the way, on that, Raymond. Don't forget.
This is where I thought this was over right here. This was a fourth and long.
But Smith has gotten them to the promised land so many times like this.
I thought this was going to the house, man. I'm like, oh, shoot, Lincoln's about to win it. I thought for sure Lincoln's going to win it.
I mean, this is just so, it just looks exactly like the Helix game for him. But the snap, look at this. Ford recovered it.
Yes. Travis Ford, man, difference maker. What a game, man. What a game.
It was amazing, I'm just so proud of this team. Everybody doubted us, especially even this game. Props to our defense. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, offense had a chance to win the game. We didn't do it. Our defense picked us up so big time. I'm just so proud of this team right now.
It feels amazing. We worked so hard for this, and I'm just glad to lead my seniors with another ring, man. We did it last year, and I was so excited, and now we did it again. Back to back, and now we're going to go play Survive. So it's going to be amazing.
We had one responsibility is get to the quarterback, get to the running back, and just play Eagle football. It came down to it. To be honest, not in that particular play, just bull rush. Try to get guys back there, but the ball ended up going backwards, and I was able to pick it up.
Our defense made both back-to-back stops. So we were thinking they might spike it there, third down, and they ran it again, brought a fresh back in. And our defense just made some incredible plays at the end. Our backers sold out on the run. Jordan and Tyler got in there. Moshe's an all-CIF nose guard, put a lot of pressure on their center. Just got the stop, back-to-back times. And then, that fourth one was just get on it, get on the ball, get that thing down and fall on it, and we win, and that's what happened. So proud of my guys.
I mean, we knew we could do it. It was just we had to put in the work. We knew we could do it. We knew we were only going to have our fans and us believing in us. And I mean, it was just these boys. I mean, the mentality that we had coming into this season, going undefeated, and then now the best team in San Diego. I mean, you can't really write a story on this. This is remarkable.
All right, Raymond. Yes, great leader, Cobbs. We believe. Granite Hills, best in the county. More history could be made by this team. Raymond, you heard alluding to Survey. Maybe we could discuss that, but take a look at these numbers first with Benitez coming through. big time in this game, in a game that the running game. Look, it was steady. You expected more, I think, from the Eagles, but you never know against Lincoln and this defense as well. So great job by Lincoln. They are uh, uncontested number two, and just moments away from possibly winning the game as well. They are a great team, nonetheless. But the Eagles, just a culmination of everything that's gone on in the end, Raymond, maybe a little bit of depth possibly for the Eagles. And once again, Raymond, not that the Hornets haven't gotten larger, if you will, over the last several years as they've built a great program to reach this level, but maybe there was a bit of a size difference in the end with the Eagles. What did you see?
Just a resilient team. What I've been seeing all year from Granite Hills, man, they step up in big games, which is why I didn't want to pick this game because I knew it was going to be evenly matched. I knew Granite Hills was a team of destiny. They was going to rise to the challenge like they've been doing all season, and they're the number one team, undisputed. Okay, I said Lincoln was going to be number one till somebody beat them. Granite Hills did just that. So Granite Hills, they're on top. They got the crown. So congratulations to Kellen Cobbs. He's done an amazing job with that program over the last couple of years. I think he's an alum of Granite Hills, right? So I
Yes.
know this means the world to him, man, to be able to take his school and take it to the top. Me personally, I'm proud that like two public schools were the top two teams because all this talk about Catholic and charter school advantage. These two, Lincoln and Granite Hill showed, and also add Carlsbad in there, showed that you can get it done as a public school. You don't need all the privileges that come with being Catholic or private. You can do it with your kids in your neighborhood. So congratulations to both teams, man. That was a spectacular game. The Open Division playoff as a whole was phenomenal. One of the best tournaments I've seen since covering high school football. So hats off to both teams.
Don't yeah, all the one score, one point wins for Granite Hills. That's got to help a little bit too in crunch time, and it seems like the Eagles made big plays in the clutch uh, all postseason. Especially Xander on the receiving end. Shout out Josh Xander. Kind of ends up being uh, the man who got the big touchdowns late in the season once again this year for the Eagles, and it's not over yet. Hey, you think history's been made with a 21 game winning streak? Why not take on a team like we heard mention of Servite? That's going to be a great game. I think you guys can see it probably on Saturday night. Raymond Servite's going to play Mission Viejo. The computers say the Diablos are maybe going to win that game. It feels like we don't know who's going to win that game. It feels like a toss up. I would think Mission Viejo or Servite, either one of those two teams could win that game and be in the team that ends up, whoever the Eagles play, the winner of that game. I'm not sure who wins actually.
Yeah, I just hope Mission Viejo don't win and see that clip of Pablo saying Servites coming. But no, seriously, those are both great teams. Both has given San Diego teams trouble
Right.
over the years, so
Familiar
it's going
with
to be a competition. Yeah, it's going to be a hard game, no matter who it is.
yeah,
So,
the Highlanders. I
but
think it's seen both of them in the past couple years.
yeah,
It feels like
I know Oceanside has played them. Yeah, Helix has played them too. So yeah, it's going to be great. But I wouldn't put it past Granite Hills to step up again and beat another big team
no.
in a big game.
No, it just feels like and you had the graphic. It said, two-time CIF champions. Let's make it clear they were in a lower division last year. That what makes this rise that much more impressive to come up to the next level. Yeah, could Granite Hills have competed last year in upper Division One? Probably. Could they beat those top teams? I don't know, but uh, they proved it here. Great job. I want to talk about the Eagles all night. We got to move on. We'll get another chance to talk about them next week. We're going to come back here and talk more high school football till we're all done. All right, Raymond. So let's move on. What can we do? We touched it. I think we touched it all. Great job, Eagles. So proud.
Yeah,
Okay.
congratulations to the Eagles once again.
Yeah. Win a couple more ball games. They're going to need a bigger street than Madison Avenue for the parade. It feels like take them right through downtown. All right, Raymond. Let's get to. We're going to go to Division Four first. No, we'll save the foothillers here, but two of our teams met in the Division Four semifinals. So hey, we knew we were going to come out with a winner here, Raymond, with the Matadors and the Sultans. And wanted a better game certainly, but Matadors, like we've said, their big games are still to come, and we'll find out who they play at the end. But let's get to it. Talk about this one, Raymond. Sultans here in Spring Valley.
Yes, this was a this was a dominant win for Mount Miguel. We all knew it, but of course, Santana's always putting up a big fight. No shame on their end, but
Block punt there early. Here's Vernon. Keeps it and he goes in.
that was his first of 2 touchdowns. He's a wide receiver, but he got a couple of runs in there.
More and more he's carrying the ball, though, it looks like. I've seen him doing it a couple times here in the postseason.
And there's a second block punt of the game. And they're just coming.
Wow. That's something to note. Here comes Vernon again, it looks like.
Yes, second touchdown, rushing touchdown of the game. He's usually putting up big numbers as a wide receiver.
Barton running with it.
And that's going to set up that field goal right there.
More Matadors. Oh, Sultan sack. Good. There we go. Thank you.
That was Zach Bader with a sack right there. And this is going to be a pick by Braylon Cardwell.
Wow.
Great athlete, great playmaker on both sides of the ball. As we're going to see later on.
Look how big he is, and he's a young player.
Only a sophomore, man. He's going to get 2 more years of him. That's Johnny Castro, another great two-way player, getting a big catch right there. But Santana's going to get the ball back.
There's Goldman.
Get picked off by Johnny Castro.
Oh.
What a great year he's having, man. Balling under the radar. That team is so stacked, not many people get recognition, but Johnny Castro's been doing his thing, playing both sides. And we got Barton right there doing his best Lamar Jackson impression.
Well, it's coming right at you right here, Raymond. It was a wet night out there. Looks pretty good right there.
Yeah, it was rain. When it rained hard. Like I think I have my umbrella, man.
Did you think it affected the game at any point?
They did more running than they did passing. They were focusing on running the ball. They need Zane Radier. He made his first varsity start. He came up from JV. Devin McGowan, he was banged up earlier in the game, so Zane Rodier stepped up, got his first start, had 170 yards in that touchdown we just saw. So congratulations.
Well, we've seen Rodier here late in the season more and more, and he's looked good.
Yes. And that's Braylon Cardwell again.
Wow.
The touchdown catch. And I'll do it, man.
All right, great job.
Number 1 was win league, number 2 was CIF, and number 3 was win state. So we won league, and now we're 4 quarters away to win our second goal, which is winning the CIF title. So it's just the hard work they put in since day one. We've demanded a lot out of them, and they put in a lot of work. So I'm just proud of them for all the work that they've put in. Our starting running back got hurt before the game. He was a little banged up all week and just couldn't go. So a sophomore, Zane Rodier, stepped in and probably had 200 yards rushing. But it was one of those days where it was raining. You know, what I mean, we couldn't really get a good grip on the ball. So it's playoff time. Whatever way you got to win, that's the way you got to win. So that's what we did. It was one of those games where we have to run the ball today and win, and that's what we did. It's really hard beating a team twice. All we got to do is play Matador football, which is just control what we do. You know what I mean? So we've preached all year. If we play our game, we like our odds against anybody. So we just got to play Matador football, practice hard, be physical, and just execute the game plan. And I think we'll be fine. We just got to play our game.
All right, Raymond. Great job by the Managers, and of course, great job to the Sultans too. That 5-7. Remember, they were in the Hills League. Almost all of those losses came in league play for the most part, and they had a pretty good season, proving that they're a good program. And hey, how about Michael Valenzuela there, 63-yard touchdown reception in the fourth quarter from Alex Rico, the senior Valenzuela, appropriately finishing with another big play to wrap up his career. So no problem there. We'll see what the future has in store for the Sultans. I imagine they'll still be playoff contending. This program's not going anywhere either, but just up against a juggernaut right now at this level. Like we said, Mount Miguel, their biggest games are yet to come when we find out the pairings here next week. But also, Raymond, I know that we'll get together after the big games and discuss maybe some awards. And look, Mr. Bataffi is the newcomer coach of the year. Okay, it's hard to. I don't want to make any proclamations, arguments, or even discuss it because Kellen Cobbs and that Granite Hills coaching staff has done such an incredible job. But we're so thankful that Coach V has decided to come to Mount Miguel and absolutely change the whole scope of football in Spring Valley. Undoubtedly, moving forward, the Mount Miguel Matadors, Mount Miguel High School is a destination for high school football players in today's environment.
Absolutely. Coach Patofi and his entire staff just did an amazing job this year, man, taking a program that nobody really talked about, and now they're going to CIF for the first time since before I was born, man. So great job he did. It's only his first year. Patofi, he's been to the CIF final 7 times as a coach, whether assistant position
Mm,
and now a head coach. So it's his seventh trip in like 11 years coaching. So that just goes to show this is why he's successful. He he takes programs that ain't doing too good, and he makes history with them. So yeah, man, should be a great game against Chula Vista. I know they blew them out the water
yeah,
when they
let's talk
played back
about
in
it.
week 2. But this time, I'm hoping things are a little different this time. Maybe a little bit more competitive. Now I'm picking Mount Miguel to win, of course, but I think it's going to be a great fight from Chula Vista this time around. Things are the stakes are much higher. It's a championship atmosphere, neutral location, so hopefully we get a much more competitive game.
Yeah, just to be clear for everyone, it's Friday on Friday, holiday day, holiday. No problem. Get out there. It's going to be at Southwestern College on Friday at 2 p.m. Raymond with the Matadors. And make note of this, Raymond. The Chula Vista Spartans, number 2 in the division with a 10-2 record. And also, make no mistake, these are two um, preseason or non-league rivals for years and years and years. These two teams. I hope I didn't say years too many times, but I promise you, these guys have had a long-standing series. They played already, as you said, this year as well. I've stood on that old grass field that's going away watching Matador games where you don't even know where the chalk lines were, Raymond, right? Uh, you'd be standing in, I'm going maybe back a little bit before we had some, I don't know, really nice groundskeepers nowadays, but uh, promise you, 10 years ago, uh, things got a little thick down there on Chula Vista's home field, and it played to their advantage.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of grass fields, man. I like the muddy uniforms, the rain, the soaked uniforms and stuff. But yeah, so it's the end of an era. Chula Vista, they have a great team, man. I know they
Oh,
struggled
tell us.
against they struggled against Mount Miguel and their other opponent that they lost to. But Isaac Baca, he's the leading passer in school history now. He had over 2,000 yards, 25 touchdowns. His main target is Elijah Gillespie, also an all-time leading receiver at Chula Vista. Um, 931 receiving yards. He's tied for a section lead with 16 touchdowns. And in the run game, you got Paul Alvarez, who got over 900 yards and 12 touchdowns. So their offense can make plays. Um,
Can
on
they gain
defense,
anything from that first meeting though? Because the Matadors, remember, they have more personnel now than they did then. They have a few different pieces.
yeah, that's what I
Big.
was gonna say. They were both two different teams back then, so that's why
Uh-huh.
I think this game's gonna be a little bit different. But they were two different teams. Mount Miguel, they didn't have all their pieces in order, but they were still successful. And Chula Vista, they're just now figuring out their offense. They got their offense going now. On defense, they got Frankie Almeida, who got 12 sacks, which is fourth in the county. So they're they've been doing good, man. But we got to see how they do against a team like Mount Miguel,
Oh
and
yeah, no,
we'll find out on Friday.
make no mistake. Mount Miguel on the computer, 4 touchdown favorite or so, and uh, just to repeat, if maybe just catching the show here, but I've talked about it all season long that Mount Miguel is poised to compete in the next round and the next round as well, just because of their trajectory and what we've seen a history from this man, Mr. Batafi, and his experience down there uh, with modern day. And interesting to make note of their coaching changes here down the over the last few weeks with Coach Joyner leaving there now, but that's a story for another day. So good luck to the Managers and the Spartans as well. Raymond, I hope the Spartans stay within 4 touchdowns and uh, 10-2, and with one of the losses of the Matadors, it has to mean something.
It's a championship game, man. So all the other stuff go out the window. There's a lot on the line. I know Chula Vista want to go to state. They want to get revenge for that earlier game. So if I'm Mount Miguel, I'm not going into this thinking this is another easy game. I'm going into this knowing that there's going to be a fight, and to play like you've been doing all year, and you should be all right.
Yeah, that game last week, Raymond, we ended up 11-8. The win over Westview. Uh, that might have been a prep football scoregami. I don't know, 11-8. Chula Vista with the win in their semifinals. All right, that'll be awesome. Again, Friday, 2 p.m. Southwestern College is the time there for that one. All right, Raymond. We get now to go to Division 3. We don't want to leave out the Grossmont Foothillers because they've been, I don't know, appropriately, I think, in this coverage here, in our coverage, of one of the biggest stories of the year, and culminating now with a trip to the CIF finals. We called it, Raymond. The great prep writer we love uh, was calling for the Bucks. I get it, but I think we knew it. And overall their passing game, Raymond, and well, I forgive me. I think I read the lead wrong there. We know the difference in this game was Grossmont's running game, and that wasn't just a slip up. We were giving the Pillars a little bit of business. Now, in the game story in the UT, Anthony Lawrence said, "We are a well balanced team." I'll challenge him on maybe he feels like it now, and maybe you saw them, Raymond, and they did try to run, but just ineffectively for most of the season. Now it may have been because of the caliber of competition, but for whatever reason here, get into the playoffs last 2 weeks, Isaac Aceves and the Grossmont offensive line have dominated.
Yeah, I agree that they're actually a balanced team. Well, now it was all about passing earlier. So you had Cody Bigley putting up big numbers. You had Hudson Herbert putting up numbers. But now you got Isaac Achives putting up 244 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now he ran the ball well last week against Santa Fe Christian, but he didn't put up numbers like this. So I guess the rain is making teams run the ball more. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to slip up on those snaps, and that's wet, slippery ball. So they're running the ball, playing it safe, and that's cool. Even though Hudson Herbert got two passing touchdowns in there, but the run game worked, man. So congrats to Grossmont, man. Wow, we talk about Coach of the Year. We got three
Right?
contenders in the East County alone, like
Right?
Kellen Cobbs, Granite Hills, Verlaine Patofi, Mount Miguel, and you got to put Anthony Lawrence in that too, especially his first year as a head coach. And
Yeah, good
you
thing he's
take
a
a
humble man.
team, yeah, you take a winless team, and you take them to their first CIF finals since 1971. So that's insane, man. I feel sorry for the people who got to pick those awards, but somebody's gonna get snubbed, no matter who it is. I think it should be like a three-way tie. I mean, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
But
but you're Mr. Diplomacy, and we only have one trophy. So yeah,
yeah,
look, 26 carries. That's not by accident. That looked like, but by design, and especially with that offensive line, the performance of the Foothillers offensive line in the game. To me, it looked like the plan was to get out there and run the football, and that's what they did. So Grossmont uh, gets the win and will advance. Also in that game, uh, you mentioned the two touchdown passes. It was Herbert to Berlaza early on, and also Parker Vanderberg with a touchdown reception. And the Grossmont defense, they were sending the house against Charlie Hutchinson, rushing as many as six pass rushers and making it so. Great job by the coaching staff here to really, because it really was a no contest, Raymond. 30-6 at one point before the Bucks tacked on a kind of a consolation score in that one. Aceves touchdown runs of 41 and 11 yards, and the Hillers will go on to face La Jolla Country Day in the next round. And maybe just to contrast it, Raymond, for the upcoming matchup with the Tories, uh, the it kind of feels like the old days a little bit. Maybe the old Grossmont all aerial, all out passing attack, because these Tories right now are putting up a ton of points in the playoffs.
yes, Jaden Mancini is having a monster season. Now I could talk about how great he is as a quarterback, but he also plays defense, and he had 8 tackles yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, but last week in their game against Fallbrook. So, yeah, man, excellent player. Madden Craig is a huge target. Um, he also plays defense as well, but he has 700 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns this year. He had 2 touchdowns last week against Fallbrook. So, excellent team, man. They're going to throw the ball. I think they can run the ball pretty well too with Davin Doak. He has 681 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, well balanced team they're going to be facing. This is not going to be an easy game. La Jolla Country Day is kind of similar to Mission Bay, except they just got more experienced players. But the skill sets are the same: big quarterback, big receivers who can make plays on both sides of the ball. This is gonna be the first meeting between these two teams, actually, which was
Wow.
surprising to me. Yeah, they never played a football
Yeah.
before, so
Okay. They'd
no
probably have met
familiar
in
there.
basketball, I bet.
But yeah, the defense is gonna have to step up, man. I want to see some pass rush from Jacob Suter. I want to see some great play from Joshua Ferrara, who's third in interceptions this year with 6. So yeah, I think that if they could get pressure on Mangini and kind of the same thing they did to Mission Bay, pretty much the same game plan they used on Mission Bay, I think will work on La Jolla Country Day here. So it's gonna be a tough game, but I believe in my boys, man. I think Grossmont can do it. I think Grossmont can get it done.
You know what, Raymond? I do too. And I think the reason why is, remember how, Grossmont has taken a step back here a little bit with, obviously with, look, they had a great situation with Coach Carlo. Uh, doesn't feel like things went quite right there. Whatever is, went on. And maybe what Coach Carlo said, let's take a step back, let's see what's going on, this and that. But remember that program was was doing pretty well in cranking, and now after the program goes down a little bit, we've reinvigorated it with Coach Lawrence, and the numbers are coming back. The number of players are coming back, right? So I feel like that's where Grossmont can be better than a team like La Jolla Country Day. And if you look at La Jolla Country Day, obviously they're better than a 6 seed. The other teams that they look, no, they beat. Remember, they beat West Hills 35-7, and that was a significant result. We caught wind of that at that time, but they beat Morse 36-8. The game against number 2 Fallbrook. Remember Fallbrook, epic season. It hasn't been like this in a long time, but still, that must have been a wild one. And still, though, it feels like Country Day gets the win, in a high scoring game against Fallbrook. So I think we're dealing with Grossmont still as the bigger school, and I think that might be able to kind of carry them a little bit, the numbers a little bit here. But nonetheless, the computers basically have this one a toss up. But I'm not getting in the Foothillers' way. It looks like they totally know what they're doing. But they'll need, if this feels like it's going to be in the 30s, Raymond, for both teams. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it should be a high scoring affair. I'm only concerned with La Jolla Country Day is like they got their quarterback playing defense, so that shows you where the numbers are.
Yeah.
Nobody's willing to put their quarterback at risk like that, and he's getting tackles, like he's going in, getting his nose dirty. So that could be a factor right there as far as fatigue and who's going to last long in the fourth quarter. Because I don't think Grossmont had that many two-way players, if they have any at all. So that could be a factor, but I wouldn't just count on that, man. Just go in there and just play your game. They got to play some defense. They got to keep those points off the board because that Mancini to Craig connection is deadly, especially in one-on-one situations. So yeah, this should be a great game. I think it'll be a little bit of a high scoring affair, but I think somebody's defense is going to step up though. I think whatever defense step up, I think that's who's going to win.
All right, and I'm going with Grossmont again, but yeah, 39-38 in overtime. By the way, was that game last week? Now this game will be played on Saturday at 2 p.m. at Southwestern College. So you just need to know, Mount Miguel's on Friday at 2 p.m. Grossmont is on Saturday at 2 p.m. And they're in the championship. But man, La Jolla Country Day 39-38 winner over Fallbrook in overtime. Country Day stopped a 2-point try in overtime. Mangini 5 touchdown passes in a rally. By the way, they came from behind to win that one, and there ended up being a field goal on the final play of regulation to force the overtime. So they're coming off a wild, emotional game. Are the Tories? So we got them, Ray. We're going with our Hillers, and we'll move on from that one. And we got one more game we want to look at here with the 8-man final this past week up at Escondido High School with Foothills Christian knocking off St. Joseph Academy 31-26 in a rematch from a game back in the regular season. And well, we expected it to be maybe a little bit closer, and indeed it was, with the Knights winning this one, Raymond, over the Crusaders. And another championship for Foothills Christian, Raymond. That's their fourth 8-man crown.
Yes, not low scoring, but low margin shows that it's hard to beat a team twice. So, congratulations to St. Joseph for a great effort. But Cam Brown is going off, man. It's been a great season for him. He's hard to stop. Ben Hernandez has been getting it done through air and ground. Hunter Hamilton, great offensive line, also great defensive lineman. Congratulations to Foothills, man. Little school playing at Junior Say outfield can bring home another banner. You think they'll share a parade with Granite Hills as far as the El Cajon teams? We got 2 championships to celebrate out here in El Cajon, so that would be nice. But yeah, a great win, man. Congratulations to the 8-man champions.
Yeah, 2016, 2018, 2019, Foothills had had kind of resigned itself from playing 11-man football to focus its attention on the 8-man game, where they became really the county powerhouse. They were kind of, I don't know, they described it as kind of being forced back into 11-man football. Don't forget the pandemic came, so they were up there. Grinded it out there a little bit, got back into the 8-man game, and they're back on top here as champions in 2023. Mackey says we'll be even better next year. Don't get too cocky, coach. I don't want you. I think they've settled. If there's enough teams, I'm pretty sure that they can stay. I don't know how it works, but no reason to think why, even if they are better. I thought the quality of competition in the big games obviously was pretty good. Even Foothills had some tough challenges down the stretch. Anything can happen, but you have the stats there, Raymond, with Brown, 215 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 1,850 yards for the season and 30 touchdowns. There was a 40-yard touchdown pass from Hernandez to Brown in this one. Brown also a 15-yard rushing touchdown. Shout out offensive line. Jacob Hawkins, Dylan Gascon, filling the family tradition, and Sam Owens of the Knights. Hernandez to Hamilton just 2.5 minutes into the game after an early St. Joseph turnover. Maybe the difference. St. Joe eventually came back to lead 14-7 in the second quarter, and Foothills Christian went on to win and finish 9-2. You see there, and that only blemish for St. Joseph in league play was the loss to the Knights. All right. Let's see here. We're going to take a look at our top players from the week as well. And you also acknowledge some other players, Raymond, for the postseason from some of the other teams. And maybe we can also talk about the other games coming up. But we just want to thank everybody and wish everybody happy holiday. We'll be back next week with a recap of our championship games and preview some more, maybe more history from the East County. I have a feeling we're going to get some more excitement here. The shows might be getting shorter, but the excitement is palpable. Okay, take a look. Oh, these are our East County players of the week. Well, thank you for that, Raymond, including from the Foothillers, Isaac Aceves, Matthew Barton of the Matadors, Zach Benitez. Can't say enough about what he's really done. And Brown, you see him there pictured. Braylon Cardwell, the Mount Miguel sophomore. Travis Ford, the big man from the Eagles. Hunter Hamilton, Zane Rodier, Jacob Suter of Grossmont, Max Turner of the Eagles, Paris Vernon of the Matadors, and my MVP for the week, Josh Zander. Raymond, thank you for those. Anything stand out here for you with these guys?
Yeah, don't forget about running back Pablo Jackson. He had a big game too. He had a pass. He had that touchdown pass that was pretty clutch.
I skipped right over him, and I'm not, but I was serious about. I wasn't sliding Pablo. These guys have done an incredible job for the Eagles. I don't know who would be our top players in the end. We'll find out. We'll cover it, you and I. But just that for only getting 139 yards rushing in that game for the Eagles to find a way to get it done, that's what makes me think these guys, can do something down the stretch a little bit. All right.
To credit that to Lincoln's defense. They did a pretty good job keeping them in check for most of the game, but they still made the plays they needed to make to win. So.
All right, Raymond, if anybody's going to head out there, a couple more games this weekend, certainly with other championship games on Friday in Division One. Friday night at Southwestern, it's going to be Mission Hills and Saints. I'm going to take Saints in an upset in this one, Raymond.
This is going to be a tough game, man. Both teams are playing at a high level right now. You know what? Your pick for Mission Hills is pretty legit, man. Jonathan Class is just playing lights out this season, man. 6 sacks, 5 interceptions as a defensive end is insane. With 19 tackles as well. Jalen Veasley is doing great in the secondary. Um, but I also like St. Augustine, man. Brady Palmer's having a great season, over 2,000 passing yards and 21 touchdowns. Humble Falave Johnson is running the ball well, along with Parker Johnson. They have a nice little two-headed monster, and Isaiah Hastings is just a beast on both sides of the ball. Oh man, this might be like the Lincoln Granite Hills situation, man. I might not. You know what?
Okay.
Since you went with Mission Hills, I'm gonna go with
No,
the
sir.
Saints.
I said Saints.
Oh, you said Saints?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm hard of hearing. Well, I'm gonna go with Mission Hills then.
I said I've got
No,
Saints
I
and
like both of these
Saints
teams.
and an
I think
upset. Is what I said. The
the Saints they're
computer
gonna come in. The
computer
Saints are gonna
has
come in hungry.
Mission Hills by 5.
Okay. Last year this game was 42 to nothing. The Saints had a team full of
Yeah, it don't
freshmen.
matter.
It's, so they're gonna have revenge on their mind. But Mission Hills they also they want redemption because they lost the championship game last year. They lost the D1 championship to Mater Dei on a last second touchdown. That was
Mhm.
pretty controversial. So both teams are gonna come in hungry. It's gonna be a great game. Probably could be some high scoring, could be a low scoring game, but it's gonna be very competitive. I know I picked already, but I still don't know. Like this either team's game to win. So don't screenshot me.
Yeah, and next year, I mean, the Saints. You look at how they've gotten back to where. I mean, it seems like where it's been. Seems like it's been forever in a way. It's only been really a couple, kind of a year or two that Saints have been down a little bit. And remember, uh, Coach G comes in, says, "Let's play all the young kids." They start playing. They're all great and talented. They learn. They get better real fast, and here they are. And next year, you know what? They're an open division contender. They're an open division contender this year, kind of. They just were. It's just too late, too little, too long, if you will. Next year, they're an open division contender. I feel like for sure, right? Uh,
I
Saints,
believe
they're
they took
skyrocketing.
Granite Hills to the brink of defeat. So remember that.
Yep.
So we know this team's potential and how talented they are.
Yeah,
Um,
they're a
so
fast
um,
track already. They're right back where we expect Saints is what it feels
yeah,
like to me.
the next 2 years is going to be big for St. Augustine because
Right.
they got some young players who are really good and they could take that program back to where it belongs.
Okay. Well, that's scary because they're going to be there for sure. Okay, and the nightcap on Saturday at Southwestern College. It should be a good one and a fun one with the Del Norte Nighthawks and what a year they've had. They're going to take on the La Jolla Vikings, and a historical moment for them as well here uh, in the Division Two final with Del Norte, a slight favorite here. It looks like by 1 point. I don't know who's going to win in this one. This one feels a little bit tougher to me, but I'm gonna take Del Norte.
Yeah, Del Norte, they're battle tested, man. They've had some games against some Avocado League teams. They beat Torrey Pines, who was the number one seed in Division One. So I don't know, but La Jolla, man, they've been playing some outstanding, phenomenal ball this year,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Jackson Deal, what can I say about him, man? Over 3,000 yards passing, 46 total touchdowns. He can do it from air and ground. His brother Carson Deal is almost at 1,000 yards rushing, but he leads the county in interceptions with 8. So he's a great two-way player. Um, I love Aiden Miguel at running back. Man, this is a hard game to choose, man. Nick Barnett does such a great job at Del Norte. Even though their coach last year, he had the program on the up, but Nick Barnett is finishing the job. Um, this is a tough one, man. This might be the highest scoring game of the weekend. It's the main event for it. It's probably the best matchup of the weekend too. Which I wonder why the Division One championship wasn't the main event, but I'm happy with this game being the main event as well. The last game of the weekend. Um, I'm gonna go at La Jolla. La Jolla with the upset. I like the way both teams are playing. I like both quarterbacks. Jack Snyder's having a phenomenal year. His receiver Ty Olson is having a great year. He had 8 catches for 108 yards last week. Their offense is averaging over 300 points, 26 points per game. Let's talk about their kicker though. Del Norte's kicker. He's up for Special Teams Player of the Year. Um, Del Norte they beat Point Loma last week, 9-7. All 9 points was from Trey Coleman, the kicker. So um, it might come down to him. Just how evenly matched I think these teams are. It might come down to a kicker. So we'll see. But I'll take La Jolla in a close one.
I know I
Even though I
put
like
Deal
both
in
teams.
for one of those awards, Jackson Deal, who would have had even bigger numbers had he not missed a couple of games this season. So have a great time out there, Raymond, at the championships this weekend. I'll be watching for sure, and we'll have more reviews and previews. We're going to follow. Feels like, I don't know, we might follow these three teams moving forward for another game or two. It sounds awesome. We'll catch you. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. Thank you for everything this season on behalf of myself and the fans out there as well to enjoy your great uh, shooting of the games. And I know you'll be out there getting our
Yes.
footage and the post game. Just awesome, Raymond. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well for having me, man. It's been an honor and privilege being on here. I got so much love for East County sports long before I even got into media, so I certainly appreciate it. Before I go, I want to give a non-East County related shout out. Lucio Ascalani. He plays for Vincent Memorial. He's a middle linebacker, class of 25. He leads the county with 177 tackles. He just sent me a DM saying shout him out, so I'm gonna do that. It's not related to East County or anything. Just wanted to shout him out so I can say I did it. So shout out to Lucio Escalani. Hope I got your name
All right.
pronounced right.
I got one too. I don't know if he'll see this actually, but I didn't even get a chance to even kind of cover this last. But we saw Keontae Scott returned a punt for Auburn for a touchdown recently. That was pretty awesome. So go
And
Key.
shout out
That
to the
was,
Helix alum. I love watching him play at Helix, man. He was so
yeah,
fun to
that was
watch. He's
awesome.
getting it done at Auburn on the big stage too.
That's what I'm
So
saying,
that's
right?
big.
I mean, we can talk about some player, and again, I mean, you can do it. You can do it. Remember, Key, not only after going, remember, Key came to Helix to try to better himself for a bigger program. Ended up going to Snow College. Yeah, Snow College is elite at that level, no doubt. You got to get there, and parlayed that into a trip to Auburn. So shout out Key for that. All right, we'll catch you today, Raymond. Enjoy the games this week for
All
Raymond
right, happy
Brown.
Thanksgiving. Everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving and your holidays.
For Raymond Brown, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.